Does this interface look familiar to you? Because if so, you are totally right. This is a new game from the creators of Legend of Mushroom. It is called Monmate Master. It's an idle RPG, pretty much very damn similar to Legend of Mushroom, both in the looks, the menu, the feels, the kind of gameplay loop, but it's got quite some twists to it, including action gameplay, right? It's a mobile game, but there is some settings to it where you can actually move around, and it has a little bit of engagement and action to it. So join me as we check out the systems of this game and kind of the overall look and feel of how it is. So let's go. So I just started Monmate Master and I am like level 110. Things go by very quickly. If you've played Legend of Mushroom, you are going to be getting exactly the same feeling as you're going to be bombarded with things to be done. You're going to be getting all those quests that you see here on the bottom left. You're going to be told to go and do this, go and level up this much, go and summon a couple of things here. You are going to be finding very similar things to what you can already expect from Legend of Mushroom. You have your classes. There is 3 classes in this game. There's warriors, archers, and mages. Well, that is exactly the same 3 classes we had in Legend of Mushroom at the beginning, and they do have very similar things to them, although I'm just getting started with the game, so we will be getting into the intricacies of classes and best builds and stuff like that in further videos. But we have the rangers with single target burst damage, greatly increasing attack speed, just like Legend of Mushroom. We have mages with big AoE and recast upon killing, which sounds extremely good. And then we also have medium range AoE damage with lifesteal and invincibility here for the warriors, right? You can switch classes at any time as well, so it is exactly just like the Mushroom. You're going to be able to make a choice, try it out, and eventually if you do not like it, well, you will be able to switch away just with a little bit of gems, which you do get a lot of very early on. Now the big difference over here in this game is pulse. Now there is still sort of pulse, but they don't really work the same way. As you can see down here, I have 4 of them right now, and there's another slot for a 5th one, which I yet haven't unlocked. And as you can see, things are happening in the background. I got it sped up already, and I am like blazing through the entry levels. There's also dungeons and stuff like that. A lot of things to click, as you can see, a lot of rewards early on. We'll get into summoning and stuff like that in a moment. But yes, there is pulse, which by the way, they also look quite interesting. Let's real quick go over to the formation, right? And this is what I was saying about sort of action-based gameplay, where you're going to be able to set up your pulse in a certain formation around you. They're going to be moving alongside you. And with them, as well, of course, they do also have effects to them, which I can put in and out, and I don't know if I can actually, yeah, there we go. So you can see, like, they do have skills to them, which, of course, they're going to be having certain builds, which will be better or worse. You're going to be able to upgrade it in many different ways, fuse them up to higher star levels, unlocking extra abilities and stuff like that. They also look different, like, they don't just look like random minions, as you might have seen, like, in the little icons they do have right there. Once you do click on them, they do look a little bit more elaborate to them, right? So the art style to this game, even though it's quite similar to Legend of Mushroom in the feel from the exterior, it's a little bit more elaborate in the interior, right? At least in the splash arts, there is a lot more to work with, right? It's not just like a 2D, or rather, you know, a little minion. It's a little bit more what you can expect from a gacha. There's anime girls, there's anime boys, there's like a little bit of that stuff, right? So if you're more into that, you might be finding something a little bit more that you like on this game, right? So every pal has its level. You can spread out levels in between them. You yourself as a character also have your own level. There is a lot of resources over here, which I'm also just getting into. For example, level cap needs to be upgraded past 100 to go. You get a massive upgrade, a lot of stats going up, and you need to be doing this with every single one of these guys as you are getting past level 100. I cannot do this right now because I think the game just kind of froze. Yeah, somehow it did get stuck in that fight. Might have just been a bug. It's a new game. It's only like a week old. Anyways, there is also your usual dungeons, which are going to be dropping various types of resources. So you got chests in this game, but not in the same way as you were like rolling, I don't know, like pal tickets and skill tickets. Here you're going to be having chests, which are going to be also substituting the lamp in Legend of Mushroom. So you will have bread chests, which are the most basic ones, which are just going to be giving you bread, right? And you use bread to be leveling up yourself as well as your, what you call the thing, a moon pals or something like that. I forgot the name of the actual pals in this game, right? But you're going to be using this to level up everything in here as you are going to be ascending your guys. As you can see see right here, getting past level 100, doing this again with this other one, as we're getting more and more combat points. But that is what you're going to be using a lot of to level up, right? And we will see what the max level up, like max level sort of looks like, because we're already level 150. There is also tiers, which I'm assuming once I do get to like a level 200, I might be going to like tier 2, and then it's like level back all the way to 1. Now there is also gear chests, and here is where you are going to be getting all your gear. Basically, you also can buy it in many other ways, like, well, mainly spending money, but you will be getting your gear over here and then getting this selection where you're able to switch away the gear that like you can replace it by selling it or equipping it. Kind of like just like Legend of Mushroom, this interface is a little bit different, but it's the same idea. You're going to be rolling the chests, getting gear, replacing the gear you already have, and then you're going to be able to equip it or not. Anyways, we also have promotion chests, which give you a bunch of materials. In particular, you also do get some food, which you are going to be using on yourself and the other pals. And then you're going to be getting the essential materials, which we already saw over there, the promotion stones, which you're going to be using a lot of. And then we have the skill chests, which will be just getting you random skills, right? There is also, of course, the skills which we haven't talked about, but it's a panel very similar to what you can expect in Legend of Mushroom. There's going to be three active skills and then 2 passive skills. I am assuming the active skills you can also automate, just like you do with Legend of Mushroom, but there is also the kind of same tiers. You go through them, you're going to be unlocking different actions that they do. Of course, at the start of the battle, apply 1 stack of burn to all enemies with 40% chance to apply an additional stack, 40% chance to apply another, and 20% to apply, you know, all the complexity and all the builds are going to be there. There is the highest rarity, which is Holy, and then there's like whatever, Tome, what is this, Immortal. This is like max in Legend of Mushroom, Immortal, so this goes a little bit further down, and then there's like a different selection of active and passive, which, well, you know, there's gonna be a whole lot of depth to this whole thing. So what else do we have over here? We do have a massive we just have a massive selection of different, what you call them, the moon pals or whatever. Let's go ahead and try and summon some. It actually took me a little while to find it, but it's over here on the top, like middle left. Actually, it says summon Monmate, and that is the name for the pals in this game. Just go ahead and click in there. You're able to summon them in like packs of 10. I think I already got this one, if I'm not mistaken. You can just go ahead and skip the animation, or there is also a little bit of your usual gacha, and I think it's kind of gonna be overridden by the moving from like one phase to the other animation. Anyways, this is kind of what it looks like when you summon things. You're gonna have all the usual panels as you're gonna be unlocking different characters. We just got an SSR, and let me tell you, you are gonna be showered in this early on. I already got like 73. So yeah, you can just like speed through it, and you're only gonna be told about the ones that you don't have yet. I don't really know what that is, but it looks like a special something. So yeah, I'll still have a lot to figure out about this game. We're getting SSRs every time we roll this, but remember, all of these are just like kind of like pals. Like literally, they're just like pals in Legend of Mushroom. So whenever you get one of these, yeah, it's kind of like, oh, this is the first time you get them, but usually, well, eventually you're going to be getting them so many times, it's just going to be a matter of collecting shards. Did we just get a better one? We just got a SP, whatever that actually means, super powerful, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I do have so many of these. Another one, SSR. I think you kind of get shown the one that's like the best you actually roll. There you go, you can see right there, I was not shown any actual character, because I already had all of them. SP Boom Rat. Okay, so we got another one of those, and whatever this shard is, which I cannot click in this, so I don't really know. I cannot really tell you what that is. You also get, there we go, Phoenix shards. Okay, so those are to actually get this one over here, the ultra rare Phoenix. So as you do more and more rolls, you're going to be eventually able to get this whole thing. So you also have some free summons every day, of course, just in case you are just looking to that for that. You do need to wait a little bit for that though. And there is also, of course, the kind of pay to win summons if you are going to be buying some. Oh, there we go. We actually got a bunch of this. If you're actually going to be buying some gems, you want to be buying yourself some of that, you can also almost like speed through this whole thing and get it eventually real quick, right? So there is also a bunch of offers which are going to be popping up in your screen as per usual. There is your usual PvP. Just go ahead and select somebody you want to be challenging, and you can skip the battle real quick. Just click on there and that's it. It's gone. I mean, if you don't want to be watching it, that is a way of just going through it real quick. You can also, of course, sit through it and actually just enjoy the little PvP. You can simplify the effects. I didn't know that, but it takes a little while to really go to actually like happen. I don't think you can speed this up like in Legend of Mushroom by regular, like having it be double speed. Not sure if it actually happens in game. As you can see right here, this took a little while to actually simulate, and I did lose that battle. So you are going to be finding your usual, yeah, the chest over there. You do have your I don't know what you call this in Legend of Mushroom, actually, the garrison, where you have your mine, you have the laboratory when you are going to be speeding, or rather researching through different upgrades, as like you already have this in Legend of Mushroom. If you've played that, you will know what that is. And then there is a whole lot of other array of things which will probably be similar or not to Legend of Mushroom. I can show you a little bit of the mine, what that is. You don't actually have to be sitting there through the mining process. You can set yourself up in a certain spot, and that's going to be mining for you over time, which is really damn cool. And yeah, let me just go ahead and show you what a dungeon looks like. So you're going to have diamond dungeons, or rather diamond raids, where you're going to be getting certain types of resources. So you have a little dragon over here. We can actually speed the whole thing up. Yeah, I think that's like 2 times the speed. There we go. We just one-shot it because it's like a very low level, and we do get 1 summon, right? We get 1 summon as well as a few gems. So yep, just like Legend of Mushroom, you're gonna have a bunch of free dungeons to run, which are very much gonna be very worth to do. There is no option to fully skip them, as far as I can tell, but yeah, you're also going to be having some chest dungeons, which I already did. There's going to be ad skips, so you can buy your ad skips and have more keys to these dungeons, exactly like Legend of Mushroom. There is an endless tower, which is going to be similar to what we also have in Legend of Mushroom for the soul levels. You're going to be grinding these and getting some resources. Not sure if there's something similar to soul levels, but you do get some basic resources, and there is pretty much one of these in literally every mobile game. So just go through the, clear some ads, and get some free rewards. Kind of cool. You can indeed skip these battles if you so desire. Not exactly too sure how this is measured, because sometimes you cannot. I think it really depends whether or not the power difference is really big between you and the other team, because in these ones I can just go ahead and click on skip, and the thing is like immediately done, so I can just real quick collect all the resources. I mean, you had the sweep function in Legend of Mushroom. You're not really sweeping in this case, because you are advancing to the next level, and usually in Legend of Mushroom you would not be able to sweep through a new level. You would have to play it, even though you might be killing it really easily, you would actually have to play through the whole thing. In this case, at least, we have another way of just making things a little bit quicker, which I very much appreciate in this very early stage of the game, where there is so many things to actually get done and you're showered with, right? As you can see right there, I was not able to immediately skip this one. I had to wait for a couple seconds to actually got into the next stage. There we go. Now I can for whatever reason, so yeah, I kind of just figured it out right now. You can also make your Monmates, or the pals, whatever you want to call them, switch around the way they work. There's different skills to them, so they have a lot more just depth to them in general. I mean, you can just go to each one of them and like click on this button and switch between the 2 different abilities. They do also have attributes to them, which I yet have to figure out. I guess one attribute is like stronger versus the other, but man, there's just so many things to go through. I'm really gonna be putting some time into that, so if you want to join me and find out more about this game, look at some good builds and see what happens, let's go ahead and join me. Like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. Bye bye, see ya.